New real estate agents today just don't want to work. I've been in this business for over 26 years, and every year I'm more convinced that the newer agents really don't want to work. I think social media has something to do with it, and I'll explain. See, new agents just expect properties to just fall in their lap and their best friends to use them and their family to use them as soon as they activate their license at a brokerage. They also have the myth of thinking that they don't really need any money to get into real estate, and that they only need like a couple months to live on because they're going to go ahead and get something under contract pretty quick. And social media is probably to blame for this because people post a lot of wins all the time on socials about, oh, I sold this and I sold that, even new agents, and no one really sees the hard work that was put in behind those wins. Like, they don't see all the months and weeks and sometimes years of preparation before they got some of those like $1 million plus listings. New agents also don't see the money that's involved with marketing and marketing yourself and setting yourself up as an entrepreneurial business. And one of the worst things about this whole topic is agents really just don't want to work. They want freedom, right? They get into real estate because they want freedom, but you are only as free as your clients let you be. And if you have the ability to turn down business, you'll be as free as you want. And on top of that, your clients actually want to see homes on nights and weekends. The nerve of those people. My goodness. And, these newer agents coming out don't want to work those nights and weekends. They want to go hang out with their friends. They want to party. They want to take lavish vacations. They might see me on my boat for the weekend and think, well, Sandy's a real estate agent and she's able to go on her boat and enjoy her life. Yeah, but they don't see me working on my phone the whole time in front of my kids. They don't see all of the hours that I woke up at like 5 a.m. that day and worked until 7:30 at night after we got back on the boat. Maybe like veteran agents are kind of guilty of not showing that part. But these new agents are not willing to put in this time and effort, and they don't believe me. They don't believe me that you have to work that much. They're still so excited and they still want to come on board. And then they get involved and they realize how much money is involved in buying your signs, buying your business cards, looking the part with the clothes, getting the things for your car like the magnet, and paying some of your desk fees at brokerages. And they're blown away that they realize they have to spend sometimes a couple $1,000s joining the local association and joining the MLS and all the dues that are required. And then continuing education is even more money. It just never ends. So before you even sell a house, you have several $1,000s invested. And I think that a lot of new agents don't even realize that either. No one's telling them. So I'm on here TikTok telling you, right? I'm telling you right now. You have to almost think of it as you're opening a retail business, kind of like a sandwich shop, for instance. When someone opens a retail sandwich shop, they have to sign a lease, they have to get insurance, they have to hire employees, they have to buy the cups and the plates and all the food, like the bread and the sandwich meat and all the slicers and the signs and everything you can think of. I mean, think about, it's like $100,000+ probably for a sandwich shop. And then they hope and wish and pray that customers will come in the door. Then they think, well, maybe I have to market myself. If they're not on a busy road and no one knows they're there, kind of like a real estate agent, they might have to market themselves and do some advertising, like commercials or flyers or mailers. And think of it this way, no one knows you're a real estate agent. You have to tell them. You have to get it out somehow. So you have to do it. Use all your time, which is free. And then you also have to pay fees to be in business and be licensed. And think about this for a minute. Even like a retail shop, how many hours do you think that new business owner works when they open their sandwich shop? They're doing all the jobs. They're wearing all the hats in the business. They're hiring, they're firing, they're the buyer for the meat and the vegetables. They're baking the bread. They're working shifts when people don't come to work. They're doing 7 days a week. They're doing the taxes and the books and going to the bank. It's the same thing. When you're a real estate agent, even if you're at a firm, it's all you, honey. But even agents that come on my team, they don't want to work that hard. They want to sell $100,000+ of gross commission, and they want to work 40 hours a week. That's their expectation. I am not lying. And maybe on some teams you can do it, but I've been a team leader for a really long time, and I'm not going to lie to you. Even team members that are new, that are like crushing it, that are like setting 5 listing appointments in their first couple months, or I guess 90 days of working somewhere. They're literally sitting on the phones for 3 to 5 hours a day on the phone alone, outside of all the other things, besides going to get the listing and doing all the paperwork and having the meetings and doing the follow-ups. Just a sheer amount, massive amount of reaching out attempts. It's like you have to be like a maniac about it. So the lesson is this: you have to be almost like semi-obsessed with starting your own business. You're an entrepreneur. If you want to be successful, you need to be obsessed. You need to be maniacal about your everyday consistent activities and reach outs and making sure everyone knows you are a real estate agent. And on top of it, you can't have that like horrible mindset. If you have that mindset like, oh, there's already 5 or 10 realtors in my neighborhood, you're already like self-doubting, and you're probably not going to make it. You probably won't. There is enough business for everyone. Once you know that and realize that and stay confident about it and just stay in your lane and do your thing and market yourself, everything will click in place. And I promise you, it takes about 2 years and people will start ringing your phone to list their property or buy a property. But it might take working 7 days a week for 2 years, maybe taking a day off once in a while to get your shit done. And hey, I say this with love. I'm just bringing you the real truth about it. And if you like this video, please like it, please comment what you think, and please follow me for more good stuff about real estate.